Try new Dove body wash. When allergies throw a sucker. All right, I muted everyone because I don't want to hear about body wash during this call. But thank you all so much for being on here. This is kind of a last minute adjustment to have me train, and it almost didn't happen, y'all. I've been spending the last 2 hours rounding up 3 pigs who did not want to go to the butcher. And so if you're a vegetarian, I apologize. They're going to go to a nice family and live on a farm in a field. It's going to be great. If you're not a vegetarian, they're going to be good meat. And so today, what we're going to talk about is the psychology of the phone call. Y'all, we had great momentum in March. So why did we have this momentum? Why do we want to get people on a call? And it's actually really simple. And so there's a few things that we want to understand about the phone call and what it does for us. And so we're going to understand the purpose of this training is to go understand why I get people on phone calls, to recognize the psychology of play with the phone calls, and to develop a mindset that welcomes and handles objections with confidence. Because people love to say no. And if we're not prepared for the no, we're missing awesome opportunities. And so the first point of why you should get people on a phone call is the community. I say there's 3 reasons why people need Plexus. They need Plexus for the products, they need Plexus for the finances, and they need Plexus for the community. If they are not doing the business, you got them the products, and now you get them connected to other people. Now they're enjoying the community. Y'all, the majority of the people on our team are just product users, but they love the community that we have developed and created, and so they stay with us. So if you're not getting them plugged in, you're missing out on one of the 3 reasons why we found people stay with Plexus. Because community builds trust, accountability, and motivation. Remember, Megan, when she was a part of the community, she was utilizing the training for her other network marketing company. So she was enjoying the training, the community, and she didn't realize, wait, why am I using the training over here for this when I can just do this with everyone else? So it got her involved. The next reason why, and I think this is actually one of the most important reasons, and please know there's 40 people on this call, and I think I only see 5 videos. Like, y'all, that's abysmal. But come on, we got to work on that. But so the number one reason why I think getting people on the call is so powerful is if I text you right now and say, how are you doing? How do you think you would respond? Put 1 in the chat if you're going to say good or fine. But if I call you and say, hey, how's everything going? You're like, oh, I'm good. And then you start rambling typically of what everything is not good. I'm good, but my son's being a real terror. Or I'm good, but I just had to load 3 pigs and I'm sweaty, smelly, and just disgusted. You're going to start hearing more of the story. And so when you call someone and say, hey, how are you loving your products? Oh my gosh, I love them. They're this, then this. But I realize I sometimes miss a few days. You're able to address things so much more efficiently. And you're able to move your business so much faster because your retention is going to get better. You're going to get accidental business builders because they're going to tell you their story. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I've had this. And you're like, great. I need you to post that for me. It's really going to help my business. And they're most likely going to say yes to that. So text messages are often surface level. Calls go deeper. Calls allow you to hear the tone and emotion and hesitations. Y'all, when I'm just doing a phone call and I can only hear voice, I can hear when they're smiling. You can hear emotion through a voice if you learn how to read it. And so I can pick up on that. I can pick up on hesitations. And here's the other thing is and this goes to the next point, but it's kind of jumbled in, is y'all, I'm looking for the fear. I'm not wondering if that person is fearful, if that person is nervous. I'm waiting for that fear to manifest. And what are they nervous about? Does that make sense? So the slightest hesitation, the slightest expression of fear, I'm on it. And so when you are doing calls, now listen, I don't jump on it and be like, yo, why are you afraid of this? You know, I ask questions and I go deeper. I remember Megan and I did a Zoom call one time. We asked a girl, okay, you're going to post that shout out post for Caitlin. And the girl literally put her hands on her head and she goes, like, if that's not a sign of fear, I don't know what is. And so we said, okay, hey, talk to me. Why does that make you nervous? And guess what, guys? We got the shout out. But if we just texted her and asked her for a shout out, how likely do you think that person would have given us a shout out post? Not likely at all. So you're going to be able to go deeper on calls. You're going to be able to find the fear and the thing that is hindering them, because you're anticipating. I know they're afraid. Yo, how many people on this call went to school to be a network marketer? I didn't see any hands go up because there's only 6 people on a call or on the video. But for all those of you who didn't, I'm assuming you did not put your hand up, because here's the reality. No one went into school and said, you know what I want to be? I want to be a network marketer. That's my dream. Now, our kids might, because our kids have seen what it's done for us. But there's a stigma around this job. And we're going to be able to overcome that stigma through phone, through voice, through passion, through confidence. And so I want you to understand those 3 things. There's more, but just don't text people. Get them on the call. My number one answer, if there's a problem, my number one answer is I ain't texting about it. I'm getting on a phone calling you. Because A, I need you to hear my passion and my voice. I'm not judgmental in problems, but I'm loving and gracious. Does that make sense? But if I text you the same thing I would say, you're going to read it in your emotion, not mine. Does that make sense? If you want to move the needle in your business, you have to get people on a phone call. It is absolutely the one thing that I... Now, the other thing that you get to find on phone calls is you get to listen. And when you listen to people, you will actually find where the fear is and what the hesitation is. Yo, I expect everyone to do this business with us, but I am not shocked when their fear gets in the way. But there is no objection that I can't overcome. That's the attitude I have. So when you get on a phone call with someone and they say, you know what, I'm not a good salesman. You know what, Tasha, I could never recruit like you. So I could never do this business. When they say these things to you, you have to understand what they're really saying. What they're really saying to you is, I've thought about it, but I don't think I can. I'm interested, but I sold myself on not doing it. So if someone says to me, I'm not a good salesman, depending on my relationship, I might say to them, well, shoot, you sold yourself pretty well that you're not going to be good at this. And that's normally going to get a chuckle. My other response to that is, great. I'm not asking you to be a salesman. I'm asking you to be a connector. So connect people with me and let me help you. Guys, I firmly believe in this business, it is a craft that we develop. And so an objection you get today, you should have an answer for that tomorrow. You should never be caught off guard with the same objection twice. If you are, you're not treating it as a craft. So if there's like, oh, I'm not a good salesman, what they're really saying is, I fear failure. I'm interested, but I don't think I'll be successful. I don't have a big network. They're acknowledging that fear of, I don't think anyone's going to do this with me. What they really said is, I thought about it. I'm interested. I just don't know if anyone will follow me. Do I have the influence? Guys, every one of these on a phone call is simple to overcome. But through text message, you may never get there. Because people ramble on a phone call. I listen when I'm on a call. I don't listen to respond. I listen to process. There's a big difference there. What I've seen the biggest mistake on phone calls is having a predetermined plan in my head. Y'all, we just put 3 pigs in a trailer. And I explained to my kids, we had a plan going into this. How well did that plan go? And they said, it went horrible. I said, absolutely did. I said, so we pivot and we find out the best way to do it. That's the same way with a phone call. If you go with a predefined, this is how this phone call is going to go, and it doesn't go that way, someone's going to be like, well, I'm a little nervous. Great. Because you were anticipating to say great. You weren't listening. Does that make sense? You have to listen to the people on the call. Don't listen to respond. Listen to process. We just hired a new girl at Liberty, and her first day was yesterday, actually, and I was getting to know her, and she has family in Indiana. And I literally texted her last night and I said, hey, I'm praying for your family in Indiana with all these tornadoes. And she said, I can't believe you remembered that. Thank you for texting. My family's safe, damage around their home, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I impacted her by just listening and remembering and processing what she said to me. Does that make sense? This is another big thing that I want to make sure you truly understand is it's not about you, it's about the behavior you want to mirror. Y'all, Megan gets people on 3-way calls with Alita, not because Megan isn't good enough. Not because Megan doesn't know how to do this. She gets those people on 3-way calls with Alita because she wants that level 1 to get her people on a 3-way call with Megan. It works. It's duplicatable. So when I get a level 1 on a call with Alita and that person wants to grow and do the business, do I want them talking to that person or me talking to that person? Do I want their dreams and fears or do I want my passion and confidence? Y'all, my dreams are bigger than the majority of my level 1s. That's not a shot at them. I want to buy a private jet. like that's my dream. There's not many people that have that dream. Now, I may never get there. I will fly you around, Alita. Don't you worry. But where I'm trying to go with that is my dreams are bigger. And so I want my passion, my confidence, and my dreams to drive that conversation. I don't want their fear, their hesitations, and their lack of confidence to drive that conversation. But also, Guys, passion is contagious. Confidence is contagious. So when they listen to what I have to say, when they listen to the way I say things, they all of a sudden start to become more confident, more passionate. And then all of a sudden they start duplicating that same passion, that same duplication, because now they're doing the same thing. Also, if we don't get people on a call with Alita, but then we ask our people to get on calls with us, now it's abnormal. But if we get everyone on a call with Lita, and then we ask every one of their people to get on a call with us, then it becomes a standard. Does that make sense? You want to duplicate your business? You want to go to the top? You need to be doing phone calls. And if you don't know how to do phone calls, you need to join a call with someone who does and learn from them. Sit and listen. Y'all, this is what I do. I get on a call with someone. Let's just say I do a call with Tasha, with one of her people. As soon as that call is done, I'm getting on a phone with Tasha and we're debriefing about that call. And here's why. One, I want to coach her. Two, I want her, did you realize why I said this and why I did this? Did you pick up on that? So these debriefing, it allows us to learn together. I've been on calls, Megan and I, we debrief every call. And we ask ourselves a few questions. What did we like? What did we not like? And what do we wish we said? Guys, if you ask those questions after every call, whether you do it to someone or just do it to yourself, there is no way you cannot achieve diamond. There's no way. If you are willing to do that level of growth after every phone call, that level of reflection, that level of understanding, what did I like? What did I not like that I said? And what do I wish I would have said better? And the reason why that third question is so important is on that next call, the I wish I said this better, guess what you're now saying? You're saying it better. And so I want you all to understand the power of three-way. If you have not embraced three-way calls, if you have not embraced the power of this community, if you have not embraced the passion and the faith of your leaders, I want to challenge you to start doing it. Ask yourself, why am I avoiding this? Why am I hesitant to allow others to talk to my people? You can either have growth or you can have control. Here's another point that just came to my mind. I didn't have this planned. Y'all know I have I think this document's 4 pages of notes. I write notes on every call. And what I want you to understand, I just lost it. So I'm stupid for just rambling about that. So I apologize. It probably wasn't important. But y'all, listen to what I'm saying about phone calls. Oh, here it is. I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Megan is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Alita is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. By getting them connected to other people in this community, you are increasing the success and increasing the probability of success by getting them with someone they're going to. Y'all, there's things that I say that I could never say to my wife because she would shut down. Some of the coaching I do with Caitlin or even Tasha, I'm them. I can't be that way to my wife. She cry. Not everyone is going to embrace your method. And so everything we do, y'all, it's to increase the probability of success. So you want to know why you're not growing? Because you're not increasing the ability of success. Get people on phone calls. Learn how to handle objections. And treat your craft like it is. Alita, that's all I got. If you have an answer.
I mean, if that's all you got, Phil, during a tornado, literally sirens going off in their backyard for tornado, and here he is loading hogs at 5 a.m. to take to the butcher and coming on here and doing that for us. Seriously, is such a joy. Drop some love for Phil in the comments, because literally Megan and I bullied him into doing it this morning. We're like, listen, give the people what they need. Give the people what they want. That's what Megan put in all caps. It was hilarious. So we love hearing from you. Three-way calls, so good. And the only thing I would say is everything that he shared is absolutely true. And if you find yourself avoiding it or mistrusting it, right? Asking yourself that question, why am I so afraid to plug people in? Have a conversation with your upline. Hey, I'm worried that you're going to come in and be way too hard and way too strong. I get that. But once you realize, oh my gosh, I come on, girls, if you're my level 1, drop in the comments if I kill it on three-way calls, because I don't come in there guns blazing saying, we're just going to do the business. You're just going to you got to be sharing. No, we're normal people. We're not weird about it. It's just plugging people in. We ask lots of questions. We listen. This was so powerful. Do not avoid it. Literally, if you want your business to grow, this is the thing that moves the needle the fastest. So thank you, Phil. I don't know why I did that.
Thank you, guys.
You need to have like an ending move. Go ahead, Phil. Have an ending.
Take the pigs to the butcher.
That was Dolly. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. Have a great one. Bye.